Well, as we mentioned, it's never too early for dessert and time now to indulge in something sweet. Virginia this morning, fan favorite Shane Rogers is here with her tasty chocolate chip Congo bars. Good morning, Shane.
Good morning.
I don't see a lot of ingredients. I thought I saw a lot of ingredients, so this is a simple
It's
recipe,
simple,
isn't it?
and this is a favorite recipe. I've been eating this since college. My friend Michelle's Aunt Elaine used to send this to us. And, well,
so it
probably
packs
to her.
well, huh?
Packs well, tastes great. And when I was thinking about like my favorite chocolate chip cookies, that memory popped up. And so we're gonna do a little twist. We're gonna cook it in cast iron today. And we'll talk about that later.
about that, yeah.
But we're gonna start out, I have 2 cups or 1 whole box of light brown sugar in the mixer already.
A whole box of brown
A whole
sugar.
box.
So it's a pound, I think?
It's a pound. It's a pound. Two packed cups. You know, however you want to get there. We're gonna add
2 packed cups sounds better than a whole box.
right. But just when you're shopping, get the whole box or get the big box.
That's right.
Anyway, we have 3 eggs that I've kind of scrambled up. We're gonna pop those in, and we're just gonna let that go. We're gonna turn it up just a little bit. And this is really simple. The next thing we're gonna add is 3/4 of a cup of Wesson oil or vegetable oil. Turn that down a little bit so we don't splatter everything. Let that give it a mix, and a tablespoon of good vanilla. And we're just gonna let that go while we mix up the flour. And so this is 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, nothing special. Do not get self-rising or they'll be all poofy over the pan. So just regular all-purpose. We've got a teaspoon of salt, I'm using kosher today, and a teaspoon of baking powder. I'm gonna give that a quick little mix.
All the typical things that you put in
Yeah,
cookies.
but simple, like we're most of the way through with this recipe. So give that a mix, turn this down to as low as it'll go, and we will pop this in here.
So I notice you're just putting it all in at once.
Yep,
And let the mixer do the job.
If you didn't have the mixer, you may want to give it a little bit, you know, if you're doing it by hand, maybe half at a time. But the mixer can handle it. It's totally great. And then we're gonna let it go just a little bit, pick it up a little bit. We're gonna pop it off. And we're gonna mix in the 2 cups, not just 1
Very
cup, but
nice.
2 cups.
Let's show Patrick what that looks like.
Yeah. It's kind of caramelly colored and it
Isn't that
smells so
beautiful?
good. It just smells like brown sugar.
Patrick on the camera to show
That's
everybody
right.
else. Yeah. We're not just showing Patrick.
Yes, everybody can look. Anyway, so pop in the 2 cups of chocolate chips and a half to a cup of walnuts. I really like walnuts, so I'm probably closer to the cup side. And you know, it's kind of your recipe, so make it like you want.
Whatever you like. And
Right.
if you're not a nut person, then you don't have to put them
Leave
in.
them out, absolutely.
That's the good thing about baking.
You get to pick.
You do.
You don't have to worry
Pick
about what's
and
at the
choose.
store. So give this a good mix. Make sure it's all in there. And I've got one already done, so we don't have to do all
This is
that.
beautiful.
And so we're gonna pop this into, we've got our oven preheated at 350. We're gonna give this just a little swipe with some more vegetable oil so that it's nice and it won't stick.
And treat your pan nicely.
Yes.
Now
don't
let's
wash it
talk
with
about
soap.
the cast iron. Why are you using cast iron?
I'm using cast iron because it's gonna hold the heat in. So we're gonna bake this before we have our friends over for a big game that might be coming up. And we're gonna pull it out maybe like an hour before your friends come over, bake it for 30 minutes. And then when you pull it out, let it cool for just a little bit. But it's gonna hold that heat in there and keep the chocolate in the middle kind of gooey for a good 2 hours. I tell you, when I baked it last night, it totally kept it warm. So pop this in here. And the other thing is make a double batch. Keep some in your fridge. You can bake it up any time. Maybe,
great idea.
freeze it. Good to go. Smooth it out, and it doesn't have to be perfect. That's the best part about this. When it bakes, it's gonna make itself perfect. So we're gonna walk over to the oven now.
The magic oven.
The magic oven.
And what
we
was the
have
oven
one.
set at it again?
350.
350.
30 to 35 minutes. Keep an eye on it because you don't want to scorch it.
Now, is it like chocolate chip cookies? I always overbake them because you're kind of supposed to take them out when they're still kind of shiny and look
Yes.
not quite done.
See, that kind of, you know, that's how it looks. It's beautifully shiny, and it's come away from the edge a little bit, and it will sink down a little bit in the middle, but I kind of like a little bit underdone. So it's cooked enough that the eggs won't hurt you. You don't have to worry about that.
And also, the nice thing about cooking in cast iron is you get a nice crust around the
You get a crust
outside.
on the outside, and you can. And the other thing too is if you preheat the pan, you'll get a bigger crust. So if you're one of those people that likes the edge of the brownies or the edge of the cookies,
that's me.
go ahead and preheat your pan.
Oh, be careful.
Actually, we're going to cut two because that makes it easier to get out. So you can destroy the first couple.
And you can see that they're really nice and soft,
It is, it's totally. Look at that.
like caramel. Oh my goodness.
Here you go.
Perfect cookie. Now, like you said, that it will stay hot. This pan will stay hot and keep it nice and gooey in the
Keep
middle.
it gooey so that, an hour or two in, you're still got, like fresh baked cookies.
Now, could you use this and cook it in a regular pan if you,
You
wanted
could
to?
totally put it
So
in a
what kind
glass or metal pan, 9 by 13, spread it out. Might cook a little quicker because it's less dense, it's more spread out. So maybe check it after 25 minutes.
So we want to keep an eye on it.
Yes.
All
yes.
right.
It cooks quick.
Yeah, it does, and you're eating quick. This is wonderful. Well, we're going to put this recipe on our website by early this afternoon because it's really simple to make, and we're coming up on the weekend, so a perfect time to bake the Congo chocolate bars. It's wonderful. Go to WTVR.com/VTM to get the recipe, and stay tuned. We'll be right back.